so freaking good.
Welcome to the feast, I unleash, I'm a motherfucking beast.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to day 23, leg day, and before I get into the workout footage, I want to share with you guys my fries and Frosty recipe. So if you guys have ever been to Wendy's and you've ever gotten a Frosty and you have gotten a small, medium, large fry and you've dipped your fries in your Frosty, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I have a healthy, macro-friendly version of this recipe that's going to include my French fry recipe and protein ice cream recipe. So for the French fries, you're going to need potatoes. These are plain russet potatoes that are actually already cut up into little fries. Now, if you don't have these at your grocery store, you can actually, what I've done before is I've used this like apple slicer that has these grooves, and I've just taken a russet potato and just smashed it down onto a cutting board, and that'll get you like large wedges, and then from there you can just chop them in half, and then you have this like weird center thing. But I mean, it's fun. It's all in good fun. You're making fries. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna need a bowl. You're going to need either oil if you have fat macros for it, or if your plan or whatever allows for it, or if you don't want to use fats for oil, you can also use Pam spray. They'll come out pretty much the same, just a little less like greasy fry-y. You'll need seasoning for the fries, and last but not least, you'll need an air fryer. You can do an oven too. I don't know exactly the time or temperature, but this is so worth your money, guys. Best $100 I ever spent. Mine is Black & Decker brand, and I got it on Amazon. For the fries and Frosty recipe, the first thing we're gonna do for the fries is we're going to obviously measure out the potatoes and the amount of potatoes that we're gonna be using into a bowl. And then after that, I'm gonna take the coconut oil, and guys, if you don't have the fats for it, or if you just don't wanna use your fats on the fries, you can just spray them thoroughly with Pam spray. That works just as well. So I'm just putting on the coconut oil as evenly onto all of the fries as I possibly can, but because the potatoes are cold, they've been in the fridge, the coconut oil is gonna solidify onto the potatoes, so just do your best to get it all around. It's not really the end of the world if you can't, because it's gonna melt and spread in the air fryer anyways. Then I put a bunch of seasoning onto the fries, so I put just a lot of pink Himalayan salt and pepper. I like to keep it simple personally, so I just do that. And then make sure your air fryer is preheated to 400 degrees. It basically looks like this, even though the coconut oil is like freezing onto the potatoes because the potatoes are cold, it'll melt as soon as it gets in the air fryer. And you're gonna put them in for about 15 minutes if the fries are thin like the ones I'm showing here. If you're making more of a steak fry, it might take them up to 20 minutes to cook through. And the only other thing is that halfway through, guys, you want to take the fries out and just shake the air fryer dish and then put them back in for the rest of the time, just so that everything gets cooked evenly and thoroughly. That's literally it for the fries. That's what they look like at the end right there. They are so delicious. And they're definitely not exactly like the fries you're gonna get from Five Guys, of course, but it's still so delicious. For the protein ice cream, you're gonna need some sort of blender. I have a NutriBullet. A NutriNinja is fine, and you're gonna wanna use this attachment, the one that's spikier, that's gonna break up ice better, and a small cup. You're going to need unsweetened, plain cashew milk. Any other milk is fine, but cashew milk is the thickest variety of milk, which will give you the thickest ice cream. You'll need protein powder. I use Core Nutritional's ISO in mint chocolate, so I get like a thin mint Frosty, and it's amazing. If you don't like mint, any chocolate's fine. Vanilla's fine. Unsweetened cocoa powder right here. And then 1 packet of Truvia or any sweetener of your choice, and you can add or subtract this to your taste and liking. And that's it. So let's get started. So for the protein ice cream, guys, the first step is going to be to fill up the NutriBullet or Ninja or whatever blender you're using cup with ice. And I like to fill mine up a little more than halfway up with ice because I have found that the more ice that I use, the better the consistency and the thicker the consistency of the ice cream is. And then after the ice, I do think that order matters when you're putting in the ingredients. I put in 180 milliliters of cashew milk, so I've just found this to be the sweet spot with the amount of ice that you're seeing in this video here. Especially if you're using a different protein, guys, play around with the amount of cashew milk and ice that you're using relative to the amount of protein. But these are the ratios that I've found works for this exact recipe. I just put in 1 packet of Truvia. I don't actually weigh it, I just have the bowl on the scale already. And then I put in 5 grams of cocoa powder. And guys, only if you have a chocolate sort of flavored protein powder, then you should add in the cocoa powder. If not, if you're using something like vanilla or snickerdoodle, then don't put in the cocoa powder because obviously that does not make sense. And then lastly, I put in about 1.25 scoops of the Core Nutritionals ISO protein. I don't know why I do a little over a scoop, but I just have figured that out to be the sweet spot for me. Then I put it into the blender, and what you're gonna hear is you're gonna hear it get stuck. You're gonna see that I shake it and try and move things around, and then it'll actually catch, and then the color of the mixture will actually change. Get a little bit lighter, and the whole container will start to fill up with the protein ice cream. That's when you know that everything's blending smoothly and evenly. So until you hit that point, keep picking it up and shaking it around until everything gets caught by the blender and blend it up. And then here you're seeing the final texture of the protein ice cream, and I just throw it in the freezer while the air fryer is going so that it has some time to freeze over on the top, because I love the way that that tastes when the top is frozen over. Then once the fries are done, then you can enjoy them together, and here's what they look like. It's absolutely delicious. So enjoy this recipe, guys, and I'll see you guys for the workout footage. What's up, guys? Week 4 today, starting the final week of the 30-day kickstart. I'm so freaking excited. I can't believe it's almost over. I'm actually sad that it's almost over because this has been holding me so accountable to YouTube, to everything, my fitness, my diet, everything, and hopefully it has been for you as well. But we're starting off today with barbell back squats for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So with this, you want to go a little bit less heavy than last week, or if you want to try to match that weight that you did for 4 to 6, that's awesome. A little bit lighter than the first and second weeks where we were going for like 15 reps on squats. So find an in between there, and we're gonna work with 6 to 8 reps, and you wanna go as heavy as possible. Make sure you're warming up, lots of acclimating sets, band works, body weight stuff on the treadmill before your workout. Any of that is fine, just make sure you have the blood flowing throughout your body before you get going. So I'm gonna do a warm-up set with just the bar, and then we'll get going.
Somebody who doesn't have as good mobility in the shoulders, still focus elbows up. Faces forward right, abs go up. Your body is forward or you need to get to the
First thing is, the tighter you keep your core and the less you let your arms move around, the less you let them swing, the better your balance is going to be on the step up. Because the dumbbell is like a weight on each side. If they're moving, your balance is going to get thrown off, but if they're still, they're like anchors. So that, and then also when you're doing a step up, focus on the hip being bent, not necessarily the knee being bent, because that's going to put a lot of pressure on your toe. So it's about this angle right here, and it's about the back and forth of the hips. So when you come up, your hip is going forward up to here, and then when you come back, Your hip comes all the way back here, and that's gonna get your hips hinging, get your glutes and hamstrings more involved than if you were to just focus on going up and down. That's credit to Megan for saying that. Basically, this narrow squat, it feels like if you ever used a sissy squat machine where it's like anchoring in your calves, it feels like that, except with a different, the load's in a different place. So basically you want to be like leaning back, on the bar with your feet in front of you, and all you're doing when you go down is you're focusing on this bending and not letting like your knees, or I guess what I mean, yeah, you're just focusing on this bending as much as you can to get your hips back. So again, the back and forth of the hips, just different foot placement, different like setup, but same sort of thing with every squat, step up, lunge, all about the back and forth of the hips. Alright guys, so next we're moving on to a Smith machine sumo squat. So with this same machine, you're just sitting up a little bit differently. So with the sumo squat, you're targeting your glutes and inner thigh. So when you sit up, you don't want your feet so far in front of you, you just want them to be wide, like a sumo wrestler stance. So bring the bar up. And again, it's still about the back and forth of the hips. So get in a comfortable position, you push the hips back, and then spread the glutes and squeeze at the top. What I like to think about, I don't just think about pushing down into the ground, but I think about my heels pushing down and out. So I'm spreading the floor apart. So as if I could like break the ground between me and spread it into two pieces. That's what you need to think about with your feet. Leg extensions, 12 reps, drop set, every set, not just the last one. Let's do this. So 85 to 55. A couple more. I had a girl message me that she's doing this plan, and she said the biggest thing that stuck out to her in my video that made her keep pushing was when I said in another video, when you think you're done, you actually have 5 more. So even though I just stopped, tried to keep going, tried to get 5 more just for her. So if you're watching this, then that was for you. Oh my God.
You got this.
Last set. If you're feeling frisky, do a double drop set. Come all the way down, full range of motion, flex that quad hard at the top. Give yourself a second. Shake it out. Slow, slow reps. Make it burn. Couple more. No tempo. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Are you zooming in on my face? I just want to sleep here. We're feeling frisky again. Double drop set. Double drop set again. Oh my God.
Good words.
Baby weight, come on.
No. Sorry about that.
One more. Let's go. Fuck. I remember her name. It was Alexandra. I was thinking of her the entire set. I was like, you have 5 more. After every rep. Thank you, Alexandra. I don't know if I'll have 3 sets of that. Alright, comment below. Which do you think hurts more, the contraction of your hamstring or the contraction of your calves? Because I'm like, it's a toss-up for me because they both, you know, it's like a pinch almost in your hamstring and your calves when you squeeze it real tight. Which one's worse? Comment below. Alright guys, here's the chicken scratch of the day. Remember that when you feel like you have 1 left, you actually have 5 left. Your body is so much stronger than your mind most of the time, so really push your mind to match your body's strength. And lots of 10s on the RPE today. Push yourselves. Last workout for every single workout, and really push yourselves. Get those 10s. So that was week 4, day 23. So excited that we're actually cruising through this. Day 23 is over. Give the video a thumbs up for the fries and the Frosty recipe. I hope you guys enjoy that. Give it a try if you have any sort of Nutri-Ninja, NutriBullet sort of blender or any kind of blender and an air fryer. Guys, it is worth the money, like just absolutely essential. So try that out. Give the video a thumbs up if you like that recipe at the beginning of the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Push day at the shop. See you then.